Welcome! Wow, that's a voice crack. Welcome to the first traveler in today, Miko! And thank you for checking in the Team Rainy as well. And as well for asking the very first question in today. Welcome everyone! Thank you for coming to my episode 44 redo of SmolTalk. And thank you for checking in to Team Sunny Walter and to Team Sunny Sigil. Hello guys. Thank you. Just in case you did not know, previously we had went live with this very exact stream, but personal circumstances called quite literally, and I could not continue with it. So thank you so much for Katsu's flexibility. So please check out Katsu. And as well, thank you as well for coming by again to this stream. I know it's kind of a hassle to just always redo stuff. Not that I always redo it, but this is definitely not something I want to get into the habit of. So, anyway. If you're new to SmolTalk, this is my creator interview podcast. If you'd like to help with the interview at all, please, on Twitch, use the Twitch Redemption channel store. You must pick a team, Team Sunny or Team Rainy, and ask your question with the appropriate avenues. By doing so, you will add a point to the Tavern point system for your team. It's an all year long little healthy competition, and currently, if you look in the top right corner, we have top right corner. If you look at the top, you see Team Rainy is quite in the lead. But my fellow Team Sunny members, you still have a chance. Why? In SmolTalk, for every question you ask, you will add a point to your team. But good questions get double the points, so make sure you ask good questions, or not. It's okay. That's fine too. I don't mind. Sunny can't wait. Thanks, Migo, for your contribution from the YouTube side. If you guys would like to go over to YouTube for any reason, such as ad breaks, which is what I like to do when multi-streams happen, here's the... Wait, no, that's my YouTube. This is the live link! I'm not supposed to advertise that, I think, but who's to say the one I was the one who did it? Anyway, lots of things. I can't wait to give Katsu all the love he deserves, because he's one of the most hardworking content creators I know. And if you don't know him, he is a fan animator on YouTube. Let's have him explain, though, who he is. Hello! Hello, Katsu. Would you like to introduce yourself to folks who might not know you? Wait, before you do that, it's probably best we switch over the screen. Yeah, silly. I'm kind of new to the streaming thing. Can you believe that?
Yes. So I've been subbed to a new streamer for like 3 years. Is that how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. My head is already... Okay, while you introduce yourself, I have to recalibrate really quick. That's funny. Okay, go.
Hello guys, Hello guys, I'm Katsu. I've been a long time follower of the community, and I'm excited to be here. I basically do animations, and yes, you can look at my channel. I think it's somewhere.
Yep, if you type
Probably
in
somewhere.
!guest.
Yes,
right.
yes. Do that.
So last time we talked, we did go into it a little bit. So I will have to ask you to do it one more time. Why animation?
Well, before that, right? The exclamation mark just isn't working. So.
Why isn't it working?
Yes.
Vespy, hello. Okay, 1 second. I can fix this. While I'm here too, I can just go on ahead and keep like saying random shit. For folks who are just coming on in, I would probably not address chat at all. So thank you so much for taking the time to interact with us today. But we'll really only talk to you guys after an hour and whatnot. So yeah. Thank you for linking that, Katsu. I don't know why the link isn't working. Well, I'm gonna pretend that you are now my bot today. Thank you for linking the guest link, Katsu bot.
Yes, I will be the bot today.
Yay! All right, friend. can you maybe start over then? Why animating?
Okay, so I've always been a fan of animation since I was young. I've always wanted to draw. I've always wanted to. I grew up on animations, right? I watch cartoons. I watch anime. I was literally that one guy who was in anime forums since I was like 8 or 9. So I was actually in forums and stuff like that, just putting in, talking to people, right? Talking shit about anime or making memes before memes were a thing.
Wait. What forums,
Sorry,
if
what's
you
that?
don't
What's
mind me asking?
Game FAQs. I went onto the anime forums there.
Oh
Been
my
a
god!
member there since like way before, and my account was actually made in 2006, but I was there active before, but I accidentally told them I was below the age of like 13 and I got banned. So I just made an account after that and I never mentioned my age again. But yeah, I was actually there even before it was like before I was even a
Possible.
teenager, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, so you've been on the internet since you were a wee lad. That's kind of cool, actually. Oh, that's some things to pick at, but like, you mentioned multiple. So was there others besides GameFAQs? Like, was 4chan around back then? Was there like, Steam forums and stuff?
So definitely I went to a little bit more of a cleaner places, right? Like 4chan and things like that were not. I did not visit those sites until I was way into my teens when I was in boarding school and stuff.
Mhm.
But in general, there were like Pokemon forums or like a Yu-Gi-Oh forum, like Pojo and stuff like that I used to frequent when I was younger.
Mhm. That's so cool, actually.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me of when I would do shit. Except I would go onto Facebook anime Facebook anime fan pages and talk shit instead of forums.
Yeah. So that was a thing, but also that was I think Facebook only started getting like a little bit more popular when I was around 13.
Mhm.
So I was kind of like before that, right? I'm slightly older
Ah.
than you are.
You know my
So
age?
it was. I believe you're like 28, right?
27. But that's secret. No
Yeah,
one's
around
supposed to
there.
know that.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Let's cut that out. Cut it out, post editor.
Editor!
Cut it out.
Me, I'm the editor. Editor! Work harder, editor!
Yeah,
Why
well-
are you slack off, editor? You're supposed to do stuff way... slacking off, actually, is a good segue into this next thing. So, you've always been into animating, or in animation, but you didn't start doing that until recently. And even then, I feel like you're one of the more, like, dedicated workers in that you have an actual, like, workflow system established, if anything else. So, I'm so curious, could you detail in how this was established? Or, wait, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I forgot. For folks who didn't know you, though, how did you get into it, and what is Bevel's production, please?
So Bubbles Productions essentially started with like a group of 5 friends. We were just sitting around in McDonald's and then we were just kind of like, hey, do you guys want to do something? And then we were like, yeah, let's make a YouTube channel. And then we just wanted to animate, right? Because most of us were just people who we are the kind of people, right, who would be like, hey, Spider-Man's out on the 31st, and we were planning to buy tickets and watch it all the way back in like February.
Ooh.
We were that kind of friends, that kind of crowd, right? And we've been together since like school days and stuff like that. Admittedly, right now the group is much smaller. It's just literally just me and 2 other friends, and it's things have been a little different, but it's still going on. We're still working on big projects here and there, and just a little bit of things, right? We have actually worked on official Hololive channel stuff as well. So if you want to look, we have done some shorts on Shiori's channel and Raura's channel, and we have done Shiori's birthday video actually.
Yes, her lore thing.
And
Mhm.
yeah, there's a bunch of things that we've done, and currently we're in the middle of doing a bunch of projects as well.
In respect to NDA,
Essentially,
we can't talk too much about that. Just
yes,
for
yes.
folks.
I'm not gonna talk about anything that's not out,
Mm-hmm.
but I am going to like shield the stuff that's been out, right? So
Please.
you definitely have seen. If you're a friend of Hololive, I'm pretty sure you've at least seen some of my work. Hololive English specifically. You've
Mhm.
at least seen some of my work here and there. And
Especially if
yeah,
you're into if you're like a fan of Aurora lately.
yeah, Raura and Shiori actually.
Mhm.
Shiori, I've done a lot of things on Shiori's channel as well, and Raura's channel.
I feel like you and Shiori kind of have similar vibes and interests. Or at the very least, I feel like you really latched on to her Pokemon playthroughs, right?
I latched onto quite a bit of her personality actually, to be honest, when I first
Fun!
saw her content. I mean, I've never really looked too much into her content. I'm gonna be very honest with you, right? I
Mhm.
am a huge Hololive fan, but my bias has always been on Myth, like Hololive Myth,
Mhm.
with Kelly and Gura and Ina and Kiara and
The
Ame and that group,
OGs.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the OG English members. And when we were planning to do this channel, Gura was graduating and Ame just graduated.
Mhm.
And
Ooh.
around the time I was thinking like we probably want to try doing some of the newer generation members, and then we just went around and looked at clips and stuff like that. And
Ah.
it just kind of we just kind of latched onto Bibu as like a group decision.
Well, why was that? Because it sounds like you had a lot of other interests too.
Oh yes, yes. I personally am a huge fan of Cecilia Immigreen.
Mhm.
I what can I say? I like my green women.
Yay! It's a good color.
So yeah, it is, right? So as a group, we thought that every one of us like Bibu to some extent. And so because it was like a group of 5, and then I didn't really think that we were gonna like cut down in members as we go on, but since everybody was kind of happy with it, and I personally like Bibu as well, so we just went with it. Personally, also as a group, I am the leader, so just wanted to put that out as well.
Yeah, how did that come to be? Did you volunteer yourself, or did it just like did it seem like the most natural conclusion, or was there like a fight? Like I feel like between groups, anything more than 3, you start introducing like too many conflicting brains almost.
Oh, so the group that's doing with me, right? We were basically in college together.
Mhm.
So ever since the first semester of school, right, I was the guy who brought together the class and told everybody like, okay, so we're hosting events and everybody's gonna go do this, or like if there's gonna be a group project, I'm the one who goes around and be like, hey, so you and you seem to be compatible and you do really well together, and how about you and you goes this together and this so on and so forth, right? So I would put
Mhm.
people into groups, even though I was literally just a student in school.
No kidding. You have so much initiative.
Yeah.
Why are you so assertive?
Um, it I guess it's just I just like seeing things go efficiently.
I mean, I feel like you would
Kinda
have to
like a
see
thing.
it be inefficient first to be like, I can do better. Or did you always be like, this is how I am?
So there are a lot of things, right? When looking at people, that you do sometimes see, especially for me, I'm pretty perceptive when it comes to uh how people act. Like for example, their body language or what they want to speak, what they couldn't speak, and that kind of things. And sometimes I feel like people in general just need to be pushed in the right direction. So
Ah.
whenever people couldn't, like for example, make friends, or you feel like they're kind of stuck somewhere, and if you can see it, right, I mean, why not just take the initiative to help them? That's
I suppose some
how
people might
I do
say it's
things.
too much work for, it's too much trouble. Or at the very least, it's a
Yeah,
lot
but it's fun.
more. Oh, you're so interesting. I feel like there's a capacity for management that almost everyone does not have. It's almost like you had it since the beginning. Were you always so, I guess, structured?
I wouldn't even really call myself structured, right? I think
That's.
I would call myself perceptive in a way.
Hmm.
I can see into things that needs to be done, and then how it can be done. Doesn't mean that I always am able to do it myself.
Oh
I
yeah.
just see it.
Hmm.
As for have I always been this way, right? I think all the way back as early as when I was 12, I was already teaching in orphanages actually, like math and English.
What? Who were you
So
teaching?
yeah, it was orphanages.
Oh, orphanages at 12
Orphans.
or 13
Yes,
though.
like orphans. Yes. Because there was this thing where I was from like a really strict family, and I was supposed to get into Oxford and shit like that, right? So I had to kind of like diversify my
Skill set,
my
huh?
abilities or
Yeah.
skill set, yes, as they
Because
say.
you had to appeal.
So even at a very young age, right, I was already teaching like kids, and it even all the way up to I was like 17, 18, I just kept doing that. And honestly, that was like one of the only things I didn't really hate. So I do find myself enjoying the whole teaching thing. So from time to time, I still teach like programming. I teach art. These days I've been giving talks on like how to create content, right?
Yeah.
That would
I
be
saw
like
your
engaging and things like
slideshow.
that.
Yes, I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about that
I
as
shared
well.
a video, right?
Oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much. This is such a good segue into the other thing I want to talk about. But before I do, I wanted to also ask, like, why did you? How do I say this? No, I forgot that question. Whatever.
Okay. You can come up with it later.
Yes, sir. You're such like a treasure trove of stories too. Holy shit. In terms of time management, I feel like you already talked so much about it, but can I ask you to summarize maybe some of your best tips? Because you do have so many.
I like to give advice from people to people, right?
One-on-one
I
stuff.
don't think there's ever really a one way that encompasses everything when it comes to anything at all we do in life in general. So even when it comes to like teaching specific things, right? I kind of I'll give you an example, right? So when I'm teaching programming, I would teach an artist entirely different way that I would teach, for example, a chemist.
Okay.
And with time management, right, it kind of comes down to what is the blocker that is stopping you from actually doing the things you want to do, that you need to do. Sometimes it could be psychological. Sometimes it could be a gap in skill. Sometimes it could just be no motivation, right? And the first thing that we always have to do when we decide if we're really stuck or we're unable to perform in a time that we're supposed to, the main reason we have to always figure out is why. Why are you not capable of putting things on time? Is it that you're not passionate? Is it that you have too high of a standard for yourself? So one of the biggest issues that I've seen in a lot of people, right? And this includes myself as well. As you can see, sometimes I do miss my deadlines here and there. And a lot of times, right, for myself, it would be that I finish the work and then I look at it and I'm like, I can do better, or like, this is just trash. And I would just throw it aside. And that is an issue that I would usually only applies to me when it's not like super professional work, right? It would be like my own work or something along those lines.
Something personal, something that you can actually judge. I feel like it's hard for you to judge others without knowing their whole journey.
Yeah, but in general, when you've seen and talked to a lot of people over the years, it's kind of you kind of are able to identify when someone is facing certain kind of issues, or hey, someone that I have talked to before has had time management issues, and this is why. And then you would kind of just cross-examine in your head, right? Oh, so maybe this case is similar to this case, or this case is similar to that case, before I would actually give like advices to people on how to manage their time, and case by case basis. But as for myself, right, I am a severe ADHD person, and the way I discipline myself to work is so once again I'm gonna tell a story. Is that okay?
Of course, that's encouraged.
Yeah. So when I was in boarding school, right, I think I was 14 when I went to boarding school. I had a housemaster. Basically, we had like boarding houses, and then we kind of compete with each other in things like house singing, or like
Kind of like the Tavern point system.
house marathon. Yeah, kind of like the Tavern point system. And we have year-long events like football, tennis, and stuff like that. And my housemaster was a hardened ex-military man. He was in multiple wars. He was from UK. He was in multiple wars. And he would tell us, he would make us run about 6 km. I don't know what that is in like American, but like 6 km is, let me just.
The conversion is for every 1 kilometer, it's like 1.5, 1.5 miles.
It's about close to 4 miles, like 3.8 miles, more or less.
But, damn, that's crazy.
So we would do like weekly, bi-weekly, so we do it like twice. Sorry, weekly but twice, whatever that.
4 miles?
To, right?
Why?
Yeah, so it's like Mondays and Fridays.
Well, what did you feel like it helped you?
Yeah, because a lot of the times, right, that even until today, the mindset that you're only not able to put in the work because your mind is stopping you. It's kind of the mantra that I kind of sit around with, right? Because I still remember when I first started doing the runs, I couldn't keep up. I wasn't like someone who was like really athletic, as you know. I was an anime weeb who sat in there in my room and just like went on internet all the time and stuff like that, right?
I get you. I was like that yesterday. I don't know if you know this, but I've been practicing Wodage. I do one thunder snake, I'm dead. I'm out. That shit's hard. It's very intensive.
I saw the video.
Yay! I Wodage for your shorts, dude.
Yeah. So I still remember like on the first week, the first time we did it, right? And then I was like on the verge of giving up, and my housemaster was just running beside me and just telling me, if there was a tiger chasing you, you would be able to run this without a problem. And he's saying that if you are able to do that when the tiger is chasing you, so what is stopping you is just your mind. Your mind is just telling you that it's comfortable to quit. It's comfortable to not move forward. It's comfortable to just say, hey, I give up, I can rest now. But your body is capable of way more than what your mind is telling you that it is capable of. And that has kind of been like my level of discipline, right? Whenever my mind tells me that
he really
hey,
made you
it's time for you to
internalize that.
rest. Yeah, it has. It has been some of my most formative years, right, in my teenage years.
Oh
that, I grew up in a specific boarding school, and there were so many things I learned about over there, and basically just the way they encourage me to learn and that kind of things.
I have never seen someone so receptive to like, I almost want to call it like tough love. Like you seem to do really well with pressure.
Oh yeah, I think pressure really pushes me. I think for a lot of people, right, who are kind of lazy in some way, pressure really helps.
Me, I'm lazy, and I agree. I feel like without pressure, so this is why I'm like, you're so structured. I feel like you know how to pressure yourself. And for a lot of people, they succumb to their comforts, exactly as your headmaster said. I feel like a lot of things would be done more if we didn't allow ourselves to think on it. Like, if we wanted to do something and just acted on that alone, so many things would be more done. So I fucking love that. I love that lesson. How?
Yes, give it a try.
Yeah. I hope, at least for everyone, like, if there's like a hobby or something that's interesting to you and you haven't done it yet, don't even ask yourself why. Just try it out. Go look up a video. Go look up just small things. Like, I feel like the momentum that you said that most people need, they can do it to themselves. But sometimes, yeah, a little push goes a long way.
Of course, it's much easier if you have like an actual tiger chasing you, but like
sometimes
so just remember that you can.
You can be that tiger. You were that metaphorical tiger, bitch. Okay, sorry, that was too aggressive. Anyway, time management, pressuring yourself. Now, when you were talking about the boarding school stuff, like from then on, like after the boarding school experience, like you felt like you had it all you went with that mindset, and has that just been your core value since then? Or do you feel like you've adjusted it a little bit, found some caveats?
I think I always fall back to that. But obviously there are times that I have definitely gotten comfortable over time, right? Like I haven't really been pushing myself as much now that I'm kind of on the older side of things. And I kind of just, when I feel like I need it, I will just put myself back in that mindset. That's kind of how it goes.
I see. So you're not always on the go.
Especially not especially recently, right? I've recently decided to take some breaks and only focus on the projects that I'm working on outside of my channel.
Did
So you
you
see that I
decide that?
haven't been uploading for like a... Yeah, I decided that
Okay.
because I didn't want to, like I said, right? The team is smaller now. It's just 3 people, and even then, right? Someone 2 of them is kind of around and so on and so forth. So I decided that I could have continued to run both the channel and the projects that I'm doing, right? It just means that I can't sleep or play games or anything like that. And recently I figured out, hey, I want to play games. So I clocked in 120 hours of Power World.
Let's fucking go! When did it get released again? It's been a week.
9 days. 9 days. It has been 9 days. And I did not play today, right? So 120 hours in 8 days is pretty crazy.
Why didn't you play today?
Oh, I'm done. I beat the game yesterday.
Dude! It's wow. Okay, even I haven't touched Power World, so I'm impressed. Dude, what's so good about Power World?
It is really fun, right? The gameplay loop is just keeps you going every single moment, right? And then there's always like tasks that leads from one to the other. And then for example, let's say I'm crafting something, and then suddenly I see I level up, and then there's more things to craft, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, hey, let me just finish one more objective.
Wow.
And suddenly it's nighttime. Or
8
suddenly
hours
it's morning.
pass.
It's just casual. Yeah, exactly. It's really fun.
Is it much different from I guess it's beta version?
Oh yes, it's a totally different game. So
What?
the entire beta version, right? The entire beta version, I clocked in about 120 hours in 2 years. And then I played more than that in the past 8 days.
You were playing the beta
kinda...
still?
Yes, I was playing the beta as well. So during the beta, I had in like about 100-ish hours. And that was across 2 years. I mean, I played a lot at the start, and then I came back once in a while.
And then you matched that within the past week.
Yes, within the past week, I actually matched the same amount that I played in like 2 years. Because the 1.0 is really fun. I'm really impressed by how much they changed and improved on what they already had. What they already had was already fun, right? Because as you can see, they had like what 40 million sales before 1.0 even came out.
Oh yeah.
And then, to my surprise, they topped themselves significantly in 1.0.
Honestly, I feel like that's
that's
what
legal,
everyone needs to hear, or like that's what everyone wants to hear. Like, oh my god, you outdid yourselves. You did better than before. I don't think that's always the case though for creators. There's sometimes we do a new project, you're like, wow, this is ass. This is worse than before. I would assume you have encountered that experience. How would you move forward from it?
That has always been kind of one of my weaker parts as well. I am really attached to some projects, and sometimes it really takes up my time when certain projects from the ground up is already a failure, right? But you kind of just want to push yourself to complete it, or like redo it over and over and over again, right? But at the end of the day, sometimes the idea itself just doesn't work. I don't think I have... If you want to know, right, for my YouTube channel specifically, I have about... I've been doing this for like a year and a half. A year and a half, yes, more or less. April... A year and 3 months. And in my channel, I have... Let's see how many videos I have. How do I see the number of videos on my channel? I have 54 videos, including shorts and videos, right? So these are... Mostly it was done on like a weekly release, and some weeks I released like 2 videos and so on and so forth. If you must know, I have about 12 videos that I finished, and then I just never released it.
How long? You spend so much time on them. 12? How much time is 12 videos?
In general, a video takes about like 40 to 60 hours to work on. So some might even go a bit higher than that, right?
Holy shit! You
for shorts, 40 to 60 hours, right?
So you spent...
And then...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, you can do the math.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
I spend a lot
I'm
of
not gonna do the math. I'll just say it out loud though. Like 40 to 6 hours for 12 videos that you deemed were like failures. Like you didn't post them, so what are they doing? They're just sitting in your drive.
They're just not good enough, right? They're just sitting in my drive.
Well, I feel
Some
like
of it is really short, some of it is really long. So it just balances out, maybe like 60 to 80 hours at most.
how do you determine like I'm just not gonna post it versus I'll just get it out there?
I have done that a couple of times, right? You have seen some of the videos in my channel doesn't really perform. Though some of those are because even though the video wasn't too good, I just felt pressure to put a video out, and it just didn't really do too well. But how do I decide? It's just that when I look at it and I'm just like, this looked much better in my head, or like yeah, this is not good.
You say that you're the leader and stuff, but like, does your team ever be like, oh, post it anyway, or like, do they get any kind of like communication with that?
No. So one thing is that in general, most people trust in the decisions that I make, right?
Ooh.
Because I don't really, I've never really, maybe once or twice, but I've never really made any decisions that's so bad, right, that it doesn't actually propel us towards success. In general, this team has been with me for like a lot of projects in the past, and nobody really has any issues with the decisions that I make sometimes, even though it's drastic, right? Sometimes I would even go as far as, hey, I want to go in a totally different direction, and this is what I think is the best, and I would pull a bunch of data, and I would be like, so specifically the numbers here suggest that this is the reason to do this, and this is the reason to do that, and then want everybody to agree before we go on, and then everybody just agrees. I hardly ever get pushback when it comes to this.
Huh. Do you think you would handle pushback well, or do you feel like you are not that practiced?
I have run a studio of 40 people before, and I have run a project of about 120 people before. So pushback has been a thing that I've dealt with in the past. It's not that hard to fix it. I mean, at the end of the day, right?
You just roll 100 on your speech, and you just like how do you convince people?
You kind of see what their issue is, talk to them on a human level, figure out what needs to be done, why they don't feel like certain things. And pushback usually means that someone has an idea that they think whether the idea is not good enough or it doesn't work, right? You're not supposed to say that my idea is good and we have to go forward with it, right? What you have to do is see their point of view and figure out why they think that the idea is not good. And then if they have a better idea, more often than not, I'm really happy to pivot when it comes to things that I can see that are better. But there are just sometimes when people just cannot see that, oh, so I think my idea is going to be better than yours, but they don't see a lot of the aspects, right? So in order, as a leader, the important thing is to kind of just go on their level, right? And just explain to them why you understand why they believe that their idea would be better, and then you would talk to them. At the end of the day, is we're just working with people, and we always want to see each other as people, and yeah, that's how to solve it, I think.
I'm curious on a specific situation. I would love your opinion on. You guys know what friend I'm talking about? No, you don't. But I have a friend who works in a office environment, and every day they have a coworker that shoots down all of their ideas. They are not a superior, they're just simply a colleague from a different team that they have to like occasionally collaborate with. But every collaboration is so strained. My friend has done everything to make amends, but they are just so up their ass. I'm curious, do you have any thoughts on how to like remedy or help the situation?
For something like that, I think you really have to talk things through, right? Why are you shooting down my ideas? Or sometimes you might even have to accept the fact that because I don't know your friend, right, and I don't know what is the nature of the work, but sometimes it might just be that, okay, the important thing is, right, there's strain that's happening.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I
don't know. There's strain that's happening, right? And then the important thing is the result terrible as well? Because if the result is working fine and whatever compromise is being done, right, and the strain is still there, it might be on the party of the person who's feeling strain. Because at the end of the day, right, when we're working in companies or working in teams or whatever it is, right, the thing that speaks the loudest is the result that comes from whatever you're selling, whatever you're producing, whatever you're creating. If the result is meeting the standards that is necessary, that means the pushback that was being received was actually good. In like the workspace, of course. I mean, like
No,
for like the product itself, yes.
the logic, if you break down things to factors, like I don't blame that conclusion at all. But when you see the mental strain it puts on her, like, oh sorry, the whatever, she feels so fucking like helpless, because the nature of her work is she helps fix coding. She receives tickets to fix coding issues. All of her fixes are fine and received well until they are this one coworker who I am believed that I am of the opinion she has tried to communicate, but he is just so convinced that he is right, that she does everything wrong, even when it's coming from like someone else, and he okays it as soon as he finds out it's from her, he completely like is uncooperative. But he's still in the workplace. I think it's so hard when there's so many obstacles preventing, I guess you could say, progression. Ugh.
Okay, so working in an environment like that, right, is something that I have done before, specifically when it comes to coding, right? I have run a game studio, and the project that I ran with 100%, right? I was a CTO of the project and more or less the project lead when it comes to development. And I worked with 2 programming studios and three individuals from freelancing, right, for that specific project. And there are a lot of cases when it comes to miscommunication, and also specifically the field of work, in that some individuals are really high on their horse when it comes to their own standard programming.
But you have to work with them.
Yeah, so if you're asking me what the failure is in the system, right, would be the person on top. If there is so much strain in the person that is working between like person A and person B in the same team, or people who are collaborating, right, the person who needs to solve this, right, needs to be from the top. Whoever is running the project, whoever is the project leader, the project manager, right? And I'm only telling you that this is in the ideal case, in the ideal world, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Most companies do not have people who would know how to solve this kind of issues, or even flag it or see it as an issue in the first place. I personally would say that if it continues to be really straining and continues to be really taxing, right, it might just not be the right environment, and it's a good idea to just think about your alternatives. This is just a suggestion, right? Don't put too much words on it, because
there's the weight is only from the context that I provide. There's still so many things to discuss that I can't say, but just based off of the basic facts, I appreciate all of your like insight, because I hope, at least for like my friend, like I just want her to enjoy her work more, and I feel like it's only because of that one guy she can't enjoy her work. So it's interesting, because I feel like her boss could fix all of this, but like you said, company resources are probably better put elsewhere when this is such a personal issue.
it also requires for a lot of times, right, when it comes to companies. I have part-time work here and there where I actually go to specific different game studios, and I help them with team management, or realigning worker expectations and resources from time to time, right?
Are you consulting?
So, for example, yep, I consult some studios, specifically in my country. And there's a lot of issues, especially on the high end of work, right? Because more often than not, right, when it comes to countries like ours, right, when it comes to like capitalist countries, people with the money are the one who are on the top of the chain. It doesn't mean that they're qualified. It just means that they had the money to start.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and when that happens, right, the people who are not qualified to be on top, and they continue to run the company, right? Sometimes they're fine. They will manage to find like specific senior developers or senior workers, management, whatever it is, right? and the company will continue to work on, right? But then there are also certain companies where they have been around for like 20 years and they're just breaking down piece by piece, and all the profits that are just coming in, right, are just patching into problems, solving problems and that kind of things. I'll give you another analogy. Think about Facebook. We were talking about Facebook, so you know Meta, right? The company.
Mhm.
You know how they were developing the
Meta?
metaverse or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it was? Yeah. Metaverse, right? They had this VR chat lookalike thing that they spent billions of dollars on.
Yeah, I heard they had to cancel the project.
They had to cancel the project, but they also had like a prototype of it, right? And in every aspect of it, you can see that it's worse than VR chat. Which, by the way, VR chat had a total budget of less than 5 million, I believe.
Oh,
on its
it's
inception,
making
like,
bucks.
at most.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, right, the people matters. The people who are running the projects, the people who are passionate about it, the people who are coding, and the people who are there for the right reasons, right? They are the reasons that products and companies can thrive. So take for example, Power, a company that was run by, I believe when Power was developed, they had 30 people in their studio.
Right.
And it was founded by like 4 people. And with the amount of passion and the amount of work they put in, right, they managed to come up with a game that's currently being enjoyed by 900,000 people on a weekend.
It always shows
Concurrently.
that. Yeah. That's such good. I wish people saw that fact and actually like saw the weight of it.
Yeah, they had 4 people when they made Craftopia, exactly like Nico said. Yeah, and this analogy goes for every company as well, you know. There are always the companies where the people on the higher up don't know what they're doing, and then they can cruise by with the right people that they hire, right? But that doesn't mean that that company qualifies to be like a really, really successful in the future or anything like that. They might just I've even worked with a company, right? I'm not gonna say what name or anything like that. They were in deficit for years and years, and they managed to finish a game after spending about 100,000 USD, and they made about $2,000 out of it. Like,
you 200K getting 2K back. All right.
yes, about 2.5 thousand USD for how much they sold, and then they spent about 100,000+ on the expenses in trying to do so, just because the upper management was not qualified to actually run a game studio.
And that kind of stuff. Okay, so I need to express that I am very business beginner. I have zero idea really of like, are you able to predict beforehand how much revenue you make, like, accurately? Because I feel like with these people go in without that kind of like planning in mind. And is that like an easy mistake to make, or like are people just willfully ignorant? Like I don't know. I've never initiated a business, so.
Oh yes, predictions are always going to be there, right? Like, for example, when I release a YouTube video, I roughly already know the upper limit and the lower limit of how much that video is going to make in terms of view counts, whether the quality of the video is going to be good or bad or whatever it is, right? I already know when the video is going to be good, and I already know how much views more or less it is based on trends and data collection and just generally the topic and how many people are interested in that specific topic, and so on and so forth. And of course, my own channel's algorithm, what videos are being pushed, what keywords are being used, and that kind of things, right? So in any businesses, if you're unable to even process the data, right, that's when they call it a gamble. I'm sure you've heard, right? There are people who say that businesses are just a gamble of like putting in money and then hoping to reap a reward or anything like that. But then at the end of the day, if that's the mindset, it's just a skill issue.
Yep. Success isn't proportional to your production value. I fuck with that so hard. But being efficient with your resources does go a long way. But I feel like not everyone knows how to fucking use their resources. There's so many questions I wish I could have you explain, honestly. You seem... I don't want to... Full disclaimer, I don't want to make it seem like this is the epitome of everything you should do and follow by. But I do think Katsu... So, the reason reason why I feel like this is so important is because, like, as content creators, we are more or less acting as like a business. Even if you're a casual person, like, Twitch just operates as a business. Live streaming acts as a business. Like, you are marketing yourself in some way and trying to attract viewers. And so that, as a principle, I feel like is the most I kind of deal with when it comes to business. But for you, you quantified it down to, like, search terms and stuff. Like, is that easy? Is that something you feel like you had to really teach yourself to do? Or, like...
It's something I enjoy. Like, looking through the data, right? Looking through the numbers, looking through how, for example, predicting an outcome and then the outcome showing up, why the outcome did not come as predicted, right? Or what are the variables that I did not account for, or when I account for certain variables and then it does happen, and that kind of things. Those are just fun in general. I like to experiment. I like to think of ways to improve and that sort of things. And it's not like a business. Streaming and content creation in general is a business. That's a really important mindset to look at. Especially for the people who are trying to make this into full-time work, right? You have to think about your revenue sources very importantly.
You say have to. The reason why I added like is because there are a population of people who can't really act on the full potential of being a business. Like, they're just simply here to make it a hobby. But you still are operating as like a business. You just choose not to. And that's fine. I think that's how I am. But I feel like a lot of people don't see it like that because, I don't know, there's just a stigma to it, I guess.
I mean, I could draw as a business. I mean, I could draw as a hobby, right? But then if I start selling anything, or if I start putting in profits, right? For example, even if you go on Twitch, you enable subs, right? As long as the transaction of money goes in your pocket, right? It's a side business as much as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna
money
pat
comes
your
in.
fucking head. I feel like it's just easy. How do I say it? It's easy to get lost in it. It's easy to get caught up with, like, trying to keep up with the algorithms and making sure your numbers are coherent and something that you can control and attribute things to. How is there things about content creation that you don't particularly like?
So the only thing about content creation I don't particularly like is I am unable to put myself out there to make content myself, right? As you can see, I'm a fan animator in the first place, and I don't really have much of a content when it comes to me personally. I think that the important thing is always to have a brand to focus on. Nothing on the topic itself I dislike. Personally, I think it's a very interesting business to kind of just look into. But yeah, I wish I would be able to, like, get out there and talk more and stream and that kind of things. I'm kind of working on trying to do that myself.
I did notice. I haven't seen you stream on YouTube in a bit, but I know on Twitch you said you do it sometimes. Why'd you decide to do that?
I think one of the reasons would be that if we're really looking at it as a business, right? Like, if I really want to look at it as a business, because that's kind of how I'm committed to it right now. I definitely do have, like, side jobs here and there where I keep myself afloat and just continue doing this because it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, animating is fun and art is fun. But I also really enjoy the business aspect of things. And I want to bring this to a level that is much stronger than right now. And I cannot do so without putting a pivot on my branding. I cannot, for example, right, Bubbles and the animations that we do, right? They're kind of attached to Hololive, and we are just fan animators. You can't really market that in a way. For example, let's say you're able to market your SmolTalk centering around yourself, but I am unable to do so. And in order to do so, I need a personality or a figure, right? That just goes out there and be the person who people are centered around. And that's something I want to try, but
you need to become your own asset.
Yes. Yes. I tried doing this with, like, some people, for example, just having some people be on the face of my channel and that kind of things. But at the end of the day, it's not that simple. I feel like in order to do it right, I have to do it myself. But at the same time, I'm just not equipped for it.
Have you seen Ludwig's recent classes from the Streamer University event?
I heard about it. I
I'm led
was
to
playing
believe
Power.
you. Shut up. I heard about it. Well, I do think this is something up your alley, if not to reaffirm some values. I feel like I feel like you are above the beginner mindset already, and I feel like that's what these classes are catered to. But he does have a class about making money, and in that class he describes like what the statistics are and what goes into them. And I feel like you would really enjoy this talk. I would too. I've been waiting to like watch it on a work day. But just something I thought would be interesting. We are coming close to our break, so I need to ask a couple more questions. And here is
Okay.
a gentle reminder to the viewers as well that you can ask questions, that you can help with the interview even by redeeming from the channel redemption store or typing !Q on YouTube. Now, there's so many questions I could fucking ask, but I kinda eeny meeny miny mo consultation. With that in mind, I feel like, would you ever open up to being a VTuber consultant?
I don't have the qualifications to do so yet, but
What would you need?
that is something that I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking about, and this is like really early into things, right? I do want to start up a business in the future, right, where streaming is going to be a focus on things, but not so much like a traditional VTuber agency. I do want to make games. That's kind of something that I've always been passionate about. And I do want to make animations, right? I'm kind of trying to push myself to make animations that are much grander than just like fan clips here and there, right? So I have some that are upcoming that I think would be pretty cool to share when it's out. But in general, I want to make like a media studio or something where, in general, you know how VTuber agencies, you kind of have a pipeline where it goes agency, and then you have your talents, and then the talents have their own teams there. They look for whoever freelancers to work for them and that kind of things, right?
Talent agency.
I want to make something similar, right? But the core of the company, the core of the business, right, would be on the production of games and media. And I would have like VTubers to be the marketing part of things. And the way it would be is that the games and stuff like that would be centered around the specific VTubers that I'm contracted to, and then we'd be releasing like games and stuff like that, animations and so on and so forth. And those will be the main, those and merch, right, would be the main way to sell things. Meanwhile, the VTubers would get like 100% revenue on whatever their streaming content and that kind of things are. It's an idea that I'm pushing forward, that I'm thinking of, right?
Oh yeah,
But yeah, that's not gonna be until
stages.
like a couple of years from now.
Ooh, I'm so excited to hear that though. I had no idea you were cooking up that. Do you feel like you have is your team, is it your team you'll be bringing with you onto this?
Definitely looking for talents, right? But for now, I think I have my team would definitely be with me, right? That's kind of
yeah.
on.
I'm so
Yeah.
curious, like how they see. I can't believe how ride and die your team has been. Even though you've lost a couple of members, they've still stuck around throughout all these years. Like, what keeps you guys so close?
I don't know. I don't know. As in, like most of even the people who are not around it, we still hang out, we still play games, we still go
They're just
out
not
and stuff like
animating
that.
with you, yeah.
Yeah, they're just not working with me right now. Like whenever a big project comes in and I need hands, I can always just be like, "Hey, yo, I need help," or like yeah, for real, right? If I need to call upon artists or work and stuff like that, I could get like easily 10 to 12 people.
That's
from
so
my skill
cool.
level.
How
Yeah.
your network must be fucking huge. Damn. I do think
It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality, right?
people
I
you
think
can
the
trust.
important thing is that the people you can trust, the people you can keep around you. Those take time because every single person that I trust, right, comes from different era of my life.
A different chapter.
It's like different chapters, right? And once in a while you bring someone in and then they kind of are someone you rely on for the rest of your life. And I feel like that's important for a lot of people to understand that. Do not overlook some of the people who are by your side just because you haven't talked to them in a while, right? Maybe you should actually go and talk to someone that you thought you had a real connection to a long time ago, because for all you know, they are thinking the same. Go for it, people.
Yes, absolutely. Well said. Oh, you're such an opportunist. It's so tasty. I will say though, it is time for the break. So I hope you guys got your questions in, because we will get to them after. Would you like to stick around, chat, or would you like to also take a break with me?
I will see if there's anything interesting and I'll just answer.
Okay, sounds good. Feel free to
Yeah.
also just kind of, I don't know, fuck off if you need to. But yep, I'll go do my 10-minute break. And in that time, please be nice to Katsu. Don't be weird, guys.
Okay, how about you play videos from my channel while you're going on that break?
Sure. Let me
Yeah,
go
yeah,
pull
yeah.
that
Let's
up.
do that.
Yes, sir. This is a good advertisement for it too.
Yeah, yeah.
How would this work? Do I just go and play a playlist of your shorts?
Let me look for a play the Best of Pebbles production. But let me just send the link to you.
Oh hell yeah!
April to October. This one is about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Where do I post this?
You
Sorry, I'll just post this
anywhere.
Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you. I got it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time so far. Let's watch this while I go. You're right. It's 11 minutes. It's perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I was thinking of that.
Then I will go on a BRB screen, and we'll be back soon, guys. Thank you.
Female! That's it, I expect. I don't need you. Go, sushi, beat its ass. Look, I didn't kill it. Now I'll capture you. You know what? I will give you a great fall. Because this is going to be a great honor if you choose to stay with me. If you do not, then I will destroy you. Destroy you, I will. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you do not want to get into the ball? What about an ultra ball? Just one more. May I do you the honor of this, my lady? Or do you wish to... Anyway, it was nice knowing you. I hope you have... I see how it is. That's it! You're dead to me! That's it! That's it! That's okay, Sushi. I need you to actually live. That's it! Sherlock, get out there! That's it! I just need you to hit it one time. Come on, Sherlock. Eat its butt. Double hit? Well, I'm about to make you double shit. It's gonna attack us soon. And I will do Shadow Ball when you are back. That's okay, Sherlock! Destroy her! Thank you, Sherlock. You did great.
I finally watched the Minecraft movie, and I am traumatized. And you wanna know why? I did not know about the meme of movie theaters going crazy when Steve goes, "Chicken jockey!" Mind you, I am in a Japanese movie theater. I'm in Japan. To be fair, it was an English screening of Minecraft movie, obviously, English dub. So, by the way, I went with Iris and Haku's Belzy, by the way. Probably more than half of the audience was foreigners. But there were still, you know, Japanese people in the theater. So Chicken Jockey happened, and then boom, a loud roar, and then suddenly, bang! Popcorn was flying, and people were cheering, and like there were like lights on because people were turning on like flashlights on their phone. But like like part of the theater was like, whoa, popcorn, whoa, lights, whoa. But the other half of the theater was like, huh? Because this is Japan. Obviously, Japan has a different culture. And again, I did not know. Well, I don't think any of us knew about the meme before it happened. So we were just thinking like, what the heck? Hello, people. I just want to congratulate you for winning the Hololive Fan Discord server least sexiest Hololive member contest. Here's your prize. Opal and Girl were second and third. And I can be sexy. Hey, whatever. Least sexiest means all of my points on the cute are maxed out on cuteness. Okay? So that just means I am the most cute. Yes.
What's your name?
Tam Gander.
Timber.
Tam Gander.
Tandander.
Tam.
Pam? Tam.
Yeah, TAM.
Tender.
Not tender, gander.
Yes.
Tam Gander.
Tandander.
No, not tender, gander.
Dander.
No, not dander. GANDR.
Gender.
No, GANDR. It's not Tam Tender, okay? It sounds like some sort of chicken tendies or something. It's really not. It's a...
I see, like chicken tender.
No, it's not. It's Tam Gander. You don't have to be mean, so yeah, like you don't have to be so mean, yeah?
Got it. Okay, I got it. Hello.
No, you don't. Okay, say it again. What is my name?
Sorry. How you doing?
No, say my name.
Tender.
Rara, I have a question, but don't be offended.
No.
Do you do the hand thing?
I move my hands all the time, people.
Do you do like the hand thing when you're stressed out?
Wait, what is the hand thing?
The hand thing, the very Italian hand thing, like the pinched fingers.
Okay. Listen, that's funny. I feel like I don't do that when I'm stressed, but I do that when I'm asking you a question. Like,
Nice.
like, what do you want?
Hello.
What? Going to horse girl and
Give me your best impression of a horse.
Yeah. Do it again. Do it again.
I can't.
Why not?
It's a one-time ticket.
Dang, I
Yeah,
should have
try
recorded.
again,
Someone
nice.
clip that.
Understand. They probably already did.
Are you ready for my horse impression?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Oni-chan! Maybe we should go this way instead. You didn't specify what horse! I was being right shower, okay? You didn't specify. Which horse? Why is everyone so quiet? Raura? I think there's a better way this way. We should go this way, guys. Look, see.
Enough. It's okay. You're not a horse girl. I understand.
We went to a cafe, I guess restaurant once. They were like these stools, you know, like in a diner, like stools, and she couldn't get on the stool. She had to. She had to jump up. And like at first I was sitting there, at first I wanted to help her, right? The natural instinct is always to help, but then while watching her it looked so funny, so I just let it happen. And I was giggling. It was very cute. Yeah, she's tiny. So pathetic. And every time she, like, you know, let's say she got up, and then when she wanted to sit down again, she went through the whole ordeal again where she had to like jump up, pointing and laughing. I didn't point, but I did laugh, yeah. It's true.
Always been like a studying process, right? Like oh, okay.
Okay, guys, I asked a really good question. Can you believe that? Welcome back, guys. I asked a question, but before we get to that, we have viewer questions right after. So if you have any questions, please feel free. But otherwise, we'll just keep going on. But the question I just asked was, That was a lovely compilation video from when you first started to some of your more recent projects. I feel like they were always good, but now they just feel so good, like highly produced. What has changed?
Always studying, always trying to get better at what we're doing, always but trying to seek like ways to improve. Like you see a lot of the older work has no background, right? But for example, I don't know if you want to show or if you have seen it or anything, but you can look at there's a recent Bibu video. I did like fully background on the back, and then I played around with like colors and compositions to make things a lot more standing out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just
basically always be
composition.
experimenting.
Absolutely.
Always be experimenting. That's
What are things that you like so far?
what are things that I like?
What
I think
like? What are things you're trying and you're like, oh, okay, this one works, and then trying and being like, this one doesn't really work.
I'll show you an example, right, on like some of the things that goes behind the scenes. I'm gonna post it. Hold on, give it a second. I'm not sure if you want to put it on screen.
I can do this.
It's up to you.
How do I do this?
Yeah.
Wait, what are you posting?
Oh wait, I put it in the wrong place. Sorry. Okay, so things like these are being done on like spare time and that kind of things.
What am I looking at? Storyboard? This is a
You're
breaking down Lucky Star.
Not just Lucky Star, right? This is just one example, but in general, there's always like time between the team where we just sit together and we just watch anime together and then pick scenes and just go through the composition on why certain character placements are placed like that, what they're doing with the background, what the focuses are on the composition, and who's talking, why they're talking, how they're talking, and that kind of things, right? Those are the kind of moves that you kind of need to continuously improve your art. And of course, if you can see a lot of the more recent background work, they are heavily inspired by Jaden animations as well. I mean, Jaden has always been like a inspiration to an animator like myself, right? So yeah.
Let's fucking go. Shout out to Jaden. I haven't actually personally watched her stuff, but she is heavily beloved, and so I'm actually my impression of her is that she just makes a bunch of life videos and then makes an animation out of it.
Yeah, she live videos and sometimes like just topics that she likes, right? Pokemon.
Yeah.
Why she doesn't like certain things and that kind of things. Her animation is great. Like she's really good at expressing herself. But I like the way she presents her background in some of her videos. That's kind of where I'm getting inspirations for some of the color contrast in some of the recent works that we've seen.
I wish I'm gonna go watch more of her things now. I want to see your inspiration. But I'm sorry for hogging all of that question time. We do have questions in from viewers, so anything you want to wrap up before we move on?
Yeah, go ahead with the question.
Okay, yes. So question 1 comes from Migo from Team Rainy. Oh, it already got a heart. Wow. Migo asks, do you ever have hesitation when working on a new animation? Meaning, do you ever think it's not good enough and won't do numbers? Oh shit, I kind of... Yes, feel free, go on.
Yes, that happens. Especially when I want to do something experimental, right? I did tell you that I really like Cecilia and Green. There was a period of time where every single video I wanted to do CC videos for like a really long time. And I found a loophole to it in that if you look at my shorts, there's been like 10 shorts in a row where it was either Cecilia with Bibu or Cecilia with Rao Rao or anything like that, right? It's about wanting to do the topic, right? And then the topic being Cecilia. And finding ways to make it do the numbers. In which case, do something that my channel already is known for, Bibu and Raura content as well. And then finding the topics that generally people are going to be interested in, right? So people are not going to be interested in certain things that specifically only her community knows. So I had to pick things that are more general. Like for example, when they have a whole German-Italian thing going on where they speak German and then Raura and CC would just be talking about like differences in a language or so on and so forth. Like it's kind of my approach to it. In general, there are times when I do know that videos are not going to do the numbers, But if I really, really, really want to do it, right, I'm okay with not doing the numbers for it.
You won't sacrifice the numbers for something your heart wants. That's so cool. I think a lot of creators along the way lose that. That's so important.
It's sometimes a really hard decision as well, because at the end of the day, right, it's a team effort. I do have to make the decisions that people in the team would be happy with, right? But at the end of the day, in general, sometimes when I am like more selfish with things, people in general are just receptive to it. I don't know why.
I can tell you, people don't really like making decisions. Having someone so readily available to make decisions makes my job a lot easier. I am definitely a follower more than a leader. I'm not sure if you can tell that. But as a follower, the main reason is not because I'm lazy or I don't have direction, but it's just that it's just less effort on my part to just do thinking. If you're willing to do the thinking, that's just it's so underrated. You have such an important skill in any workplace. But that's just my thoughts.
You're I don't know. I think you have a lot of ideas, and you do put your ideas out. So I wouldn't
think
call
my
you
issue-
a follower for sure. Right?
My issue is I have too many ideas. I work best with pressure, as you might have said, and with that pressure comes a lot of like maybe guidance or a push. I definitely need a push. I think if I were to be given a project and said like make it happen, I could do it. But to be told to know what projects to work on, I would fail at. I have no priorities. Anyway.
Well, sorry, I want to add on to that, right?
Please.
I believe that it's always best to have someone that can kind of like people around you in general. They can kind of just cover your weaknesses. So obviously, I have my own weaknesses, and sometimes I do have people that can cover my weak spots, right? And if you find yourself having some issues with ideas, it's always okay to just get help, like ask someone else to come up with ideas with you, or help, stuff like that, right? I'm pretty sure you figured it out by now.
Oh yeah.
that there are people out there, yeah.
Use your resources.
Yeah,
Use your support system. Your support system and community are there for you, and you're there for your community. Like, it's a good feedback if you allow it to be. So yeah, I agree. Migo, thank you so much for your question. I hope that answers it, and if not, feel free to ask anything clarifying in chat. Let's move on to the next question from Adele. Adele asks, how did you get recognized by / what was it like to be recognized and selected to work with Hololive? Thank you for asking this question, Adele.
Okay, so how much of this should I say publicly? Let me think about it for a second.
Please take your time.
Not so much of an NDA thing, right? But more so, it's a little embarrassing, the process that went into it. I will just say this. Whatever happens. I would look at the Hololive members' time of posting on Twitter, right? And then I would make a chart on what time that they would be posting, what time they would kind of be like on break, right? So, there's always a pattern with humans, whether it's a Hololive member or you or me. We are all humans. We always have, for example, a certain time that we go for dinner, a certain time that we relax and rest. Even someone like me, right, who apparently works all the time, I do have like a 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. window where I just do my own stuff. And there's always a time frame where people feel more relaxed and people who are just kind of just enjoying their content, and figuring out what that time is for the Hololive members was kind of the thing that I was doing, just consistently sitting there looking through Twitter and looking at times they interact with posts, looking at times where they retweet and that kind of things, right? And then look for the outliers of the posts that are not in there and how often they show up. Eventually, you'll come to a data point where you see a window between this time and this time that they are more receptive to content. And when I was just starting out, right, in order for me to be successful, I kind of mapped out a couple of content creators that I'm looking to share the content with, right? And then I specifically waited for whatever time that they are, that window that I calculated, and I just posted it at the time. So on as early as my second video itself, right? I already had a retweet from a Whole Life member, and then from then on, I was validated that the strategy works. So I just continue to collect data and calculate things and just posted it at the correct time. As my aim was more so that I wanted the Hololive members to look at it rather than having a good time for YouTube to grow, right? Because what's the point of growing YouTube if I'm just like a really small channel at the time?
Yeah, go for the source.
Yes,
That's
so I did that.
incredible.
And eventually they retweeted and then they started to focus, right? So the first Hololive member that followed me was Bibu. Then I had Raura and then Shiori that followed my channel afterwards. And then from then on, it just went on the way you see it, I guess.
The way you see it is only from our perspective. There are people who are just meeting you today. So please, maybe briefly go over.
The way you see it is a definition of things you are only allowed to see and I'm not allowed to talk about.
Oh, I get it. Okay. My bad.
Yes.
That's amazing still. I hope everyone can see how hard he's worked. And it's borderline psychopathic how well you were able to predict that lifestyle time frame. Like I feel like I only reached this level of like observation in high school and I had a crush. So like this is crazy. It's just for fun. Or maybe not for fun, but like you found enjoyment from doing it and then you want to do it again because you found success and now it's just literally a thing. Like I feel like this is like an unspoken truth. Like you're right. People have times of the days dedicated to like pleasures, like finding content stuff. Seeking out those times from Holo members, like wow, I would have never thought that.
I mean, there are just at the end of the day, there are people too, right? And it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just posting it at a time where the intended audience is meant to see it. Yeah.
Absolutely, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And in a lot of ways, it's just that it works way too well. Like it's so good. I wonder why people don't do it already, is what I'm thinking. Like, maybe people are already doing it in terms of, like, marketing firms and whatever. Like, oh, this is when our audience is most likely to relax and sit on their couch and scroll on shorts. Some shit like that, you know?
Oh, that is absolutely something that you should be... I mean, like, not specifically you, right? But when you're posting content, you always want to know who is your audience, why, what time they're more likely to do things, and so on. That is the idea behind, like, you know, for example, people saying you must post at a certain time or something like that.
Absolutely. The idea is to just like connect with your audience as consistently and as much as possible, and knowing how to execute that is the hardest part, because trying to identify who your audience is without the metrics is, I don't know, good luck with that. I'm lucky I can talk to my people. I feel like on YouTube it's even harder. Like all you have, I don't know. Do you find that it's easy to get your metrics on YouTube? I'm only a Twitch person.
Yes.
Yes,
neat. YouTube is so good. YouTube is so good with the data points that they give you. Everything is quantified to some extent. You could just look at the numbers. You could just put them together on charts. You could figure things out, right? Because at the end of the day, right, they're just giving you numbers. You have to make the observation. You have to do the inferences.
Do the work, yeah.
You have to... Yeah, you have to make your inferences and you have to experiment on whether certain things work or not, whether your inference is correct or not. And if it goes wrong, why did it go wrong? What are the other possibilities of why this data shows up the way it does?
I find that in this kind of way, I feel like you would have to fail so many times to like get something right. But I'm led to believe you don't have to fail that many times. You're so efficient with it. What the fuck? I think I'm just glazing at this point. Whatever.
I think you're right to some extent, right? But in the end, I think my strength is the ability to not the ability, more so the opportunity, right? To have met so many people and be able to talk to them and understand their mindset and that kind of things. So when you put in a human element onto the data itself, For example, right? Why did the audience spike to this video, or why they didn't resonate with this video, right? More often than not, right? The answer is a very human reason, and you gotta kind of think in the mindset of the people who are doing it, right? Because at the end of the day, you're here to entertain. I'm here to entertain. I want to make videos that people enjoy, people would laugh at, people would find value in. Why it didn't work is usually, like I said, right, really human reason. And believe it or not, right, within the first 3 videos that I made came with questionnaires.
From to viewers? Or like...
Yes, I every single video, right, I put in Google questions, right, like questionnaires, and then I have like the rate from 1 to 5. What do you like about this video? Did this specific part work for you? What do you think can be improved here, and so on. And I actually receive maybe like 10 to 15 results, and that is a lot.
That's a
10
lot
to 15
of data.
results, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people would kind of say that, well, what's the point of just receiving data from a small amount of people? But
A data point's
you
a
can
data
kind of
point.
yes, it does, it really does. So one thing that a lot of YouTubers, they kind of miss out on is the search term that comes with each video. So I can put one up real quick,
Please. And
and I
need
just
to
want to
read...
explain that a little bit.
Please do so.
Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. I just wanted to say, while you do that, I will recalibrate my model again because my legs are in my body. And so if I stop my tracking for a second, that's just why. Okay, so where's this video?
Okay, not a video, more sort of the metric, right? I just want to show you
thank you.
something
Yeah.
specific. So there's this section of reach that I'm gonna put it here.
Okay, oops. I will share it on screen.
Give me a second. I'm taking another one. So that's
yeah, no, take your
that I
time.
want to compare it on.
Legs inside your body is normal, not the way mine is. Okay, just for a brief moment, I will what? Whoa, no wait.
Okay,
It fixed itself.
I sent 2 pictures here.
Thank you. Oop, here is picture 1. I will crop it. 1 second. Yippee! Okay, and then this is the second one. This will unfortunately have to cover the guest, but that's okay. All right.
It's okay. At this point, with the number, with how I kept talking about numbers, right? I might as well just be numbers.
Stop.
Okay, so you can see, right? These 2 videos, these are search terms, right? Search terms are basically when people search certain terms on the YouTube search bar, and then they come back with for example, if I search a HoloLive English, and then my video pops up, right? Then it goes here. It makes up about 0.2% of total viewership, because in general, most people don't specifically go out their way to search for your videos. You kind of get your videos recommended on the YouTube homepage. Now, in this 2 video, right, the one on the left did 10 times better than the one on the right. Now, a lot of people would say that why that would be like there's no point in looking at this number because it's only like what 0.2% of total viewership. But you can clearly see, right, the direction that the algorithm is trying to push your video towards when you see this YouTube search terms. Because that's the only thing you can see. By the way, these are 2 identical videos that I reposted.
Identical
One of them
how?
got 230,000. One is a repost. One of them has 240k views, and one of them has 23k views. This was an experiment to calculate, to kind of change things around, to kind of mess with the algorithm, right? In order for me to know whether the search term really works or not. So, one, I directed the video on the left, right? I directed the algorithm to specifically push the video towards HoloLive viewers and things like that, right? While the other one, I left it vague and I allowed the AI and YouTube to figure things out themselves. And as you can see, right, the one where I specifically tried to manipulate the search terms managed to push the video to 240k views, while the one on the right where the AI kind of just tried to figure its own things out, right? Got 23K views. But it also came with the correlation that the search terms are directly responsive to what the algorithm is pushing the video towards. So that 0.2% might as well just not exist as long as there's enough data points on this specific thing, right? You can more or less use this as a metric to understand what YouTube is doing to your channel. This is something that I think a lot of people don't really know.
Oh yeah, and I feel like, do you have like a second channel to like test video stuff, or like do you just post these videos on Bebbles?
I posted it on Buckles and then I just played around with it. One day we posted 1 month apart. This was intentional. I have done a couple of experiments, right? For example, I have I have a experiment where I artificially push a video from dead to being on life support to going back up in numbers. That also gave a result that was pretty good as well. But I don't think we have time to talk about that one because that is a really, really lengthy experimentation that I did.
Okay. Oh, that's a good. Oh, how interesting. Okay. Thank you for even like going through your experiments with us. I feel like that for a lot of people, it's hard for us to experiment with our channels because you're like, oh, if we know this might not do well, like then it'll just look bad. But you're not afraid to fail, and I think that's it's very, very important in a creator. Holy shit.
Well, more so that knowing it makes it, knowing the things that come out of the experiment, right, gives me much more ways to play around with focusing my content on different places. And by itself, right, the rewards outweigh whatever failure would come by with this kind of things.
Yeah, you said it earlier, like high risk, high reward through like your algo, your attempts to interact with the algo, I feel like are so unseen. It's not unseen. It's like unseen in the community. It's so crazy. No one talks about it like you do. I've determined at length. I hope.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You had a presentation that you kind of gave over some of these talking points. Is it posted anywhere?
Oh no. These are like private sessions I'm giving to some like VTubers or friends and stuff like that, right? That they're that they want to know how to start making videos or what kind of videos to post and that kind of things. I know that like my data set is still kind of low, specifically because I've only been doing this for 1 year, and my videos are more focused on whole life, right? But I'm pretty sure whatever data that I have would be useful for a lot of people. That's why I never really like shared it super publicly, because I don't have the credentials to be making the opinions that people should follow. You get it, what I mean? It would be just like a random small kid creator, right? Just talking things.
I just feel like being an open source though, so that other people can also like mingle with your information in their own way would be really, really interesting to see. Because I think there are other like-minded folks like you, but they have, I don't know, they have their own journeys with this kind of like data. So I would love to see more data-oriented VTubers or content creators. My bad. My eyes are.
I would share it. Right?
Yeah. I need to recalibrate one more time because right now my face is looking away at Katsu like permanently, and I know I want to be able to look at it. So distract the Katsu while I recalibrate. Well,
I am a hero for hire. No, I'm kidding. You're just answering to Miko's question, Miko's statement on YouTube. Surely I would like to share more things. In fact, just talking to Miko in general, right? I do want to start making more videos and things like that on a personal level. But that is just a thing that I find really difficult to put myself out there. So.
Well, would you be open to like talking to like strangers about this sort of thing if they were interested?
Oh yeah, of course. I
Like
would
if
talk to
I were to
anybody
be
about
like,
this kind of thing.
hey, anyone in the community, if you want to like know more about this stuff, feel free to like talk to Katsu. Like, is that allowed or is that illegal?
Go
Don't.
ahead, go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's on the
And I'm
Discord.
literally on your Discord,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So if you guys are also interested, please, such a wellspring of knowledge, or at least someone who's willing to discuss these sort of things with you. Hello, kid.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, I just don't really have time for it, but I do have an interest in like the metrics and how to manipulate them to your to just knowing that you could and you have the factors. I just feel like it's forbidden to touch it for some reason. Like, oh, you should just naturally spawn those numbers.
That's not how it works for sure. The numbers need to be gotten, and they
Mhm.
have to be found one way or another. So I definitely have a lot of ideas that can help you out, like pushing small talk and that kind of things out, right?
You already
But
have, and I like asked you sometimes like with thumbnails and stuff. Like you have such good ideas that I think I've only ever like made things better. So I would love to know anything you're willing to provide.
oh yeah, not like right now. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about it. But there's definitely a lot of things that you can promote with small talk, specifically YouTube Shorts, right? I think you could do a lot more with your shorts.
Can I say something? I feel like I would do shorts more, but the audience that
Mhm.
generates from shorts tends to be a lot more younger to my liking. And because I feel like it's not my full-time job, I can't be a little picky about like what audience I'm trying to reach. My audience are office workers and people who work in the day jobs. They can't scroll on shorts. They watch videos and don't look at the screen. So that's what
I
I've
mean,
determined. Thoughts?
That's kind of true. That's kind of true. But you can't escape from shorts these days. I'm pretty sure even people like you and me who kind of are not really shorts audience, we do kind of engage with shorts from time to time. And then there are some algorithm that pushes it, right? So for example, there's a channel that I've really been into recently. It's called The Best in Jest. I'm not sure if you've heard of it.
Please type
they're
it. Yeah.
basically the best in jest. I'm gonna put this in here.
Best in dress?
If you wanna share, jest.
Yes,
jester.
okay.
Yes. So they're like a comedian channel, right? And they play games and just talk to each other for like half an hour to an hour long kind of videos. I found them through YouTube Shorts just randomly one day, and then ever since then, right, I've been like super into their content, and I don't even look at their shorts anymore. But all I need is just like one time. I just have to see their content one time to kind of understand what their deal is, right? Then it just sticks. It just sticks, right? Of course, there are definitely ways for you to push your video to bigger audiences on the video part as well. You just need to make your theming to be much stronger, and your marketing points and your algorithm manipulation, if you wanna put the words into it, right? Stronger, and then I think people would be getting into it. So one thing is, don't put things like, for example, SmolTalk episode 44 or something like that
On the shorts?
on the title itself.
Yeah.
On the title itself. Don't
on
put those
videos?
kind of things. Yeah, just don't put the numbers in. Just put in things because the moment you put in something like episode 44 or episode like 5 or something like that, right? It encourages people to have seen previous episodes, because you're not gonna go watch a show and then you haven't watched like the first episode of the show, right? It's just the
That's why
mentality
people
that
avoid
they-
playing
they
sequels. You're like, oh, I have to play the first game first. No, this is a real
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so then obviously you need like a hook into the video. A hook into the video. So for example, let's say in this video we're gonna be talking about how to run a business. Let's just say that, for example. And then that the title could be like learning business from like some crazy amazing person or whatever. And then on the thumbnail you're gonna put something that attracts the people who want this kind of topic. And then within the first 10 seconds of the video, right, you want to either make a recap or some of the most interesting things that are in the video as a preview before people sit down and commit to it.
Oh,
Because whether it's for people like us who are older or people who are younger or whatever it is, right, there's a reason, right, when you're doing academic essays, I'm pretty sure like a lot of people haven't been going to school in a long time, right? But for people like us who have done academic essays and that kind of thing, there's a reason why we always begin with a thesis statement.
Yes.
Why is it important that we do that? And that is the exact same thing for videos as well. You create a thesis statement and then you explore the topic that you want to. It keeps people engaged. That's just.
It also just gives you an idea of what like you're gonna be talking about. Video essayists have it so easy because they just write the essay and then they make a video on it. Like, why don't people normally do that? Good points. I will take this very to heart. Thank you. I am concerned though. Like, I feel like in these.
Sorry, I'll just talk about this first, right? I mean, even in reaction videos or whatever it is, right? A lot of creators are adopting this this method of doing things. Even someone who's just reacting to a video, they would start by talking about how the reaction to this is based on what or something like that, or they would put in like a short preview on the best in the parts so that people can kind of see, oh, so this is the deal of the video, like the vibe that you're gonna be getting like immediately. Because if you just start with an intro, right? Like hi, I am Katsu from Bubbles Production, this and that, right? Nobody cares who you are, right?
In a very like, without sounding too cold, yeah, no one really cares. You have to make them care. You have to explain it. Like, not the explain like I'm 5 like idea is so good because you genuinely to treat people like that sometimes, and not in like the meaning way, but like that's just your mind is very impressionable and very fickle. It will pay attention to things if you give it like the right factors, and that's why like I don't even know how to say it. I almost want to say content sounds easy if you just give it the effort.
I think the mindset is important as well, but I have so far experimented. Okay, so I'm not gonna disclose names, but I've worked with a couple like other people, VTubers and content creators in general, right? Where I just kind of give advice on how to push videos on and how to make success and that kind of things, right? Because mostly as friends or like people that just want to see success and that kind of things. The important thing here to note is that most of the time, the reason that they don't end up successful, and this is not throwing shade at anybody or not talking bad about anyone in particular or anything like that, right? In general, it's because the consistency isn't there or they can't follow that specific thing that needs to be done. So there's also sometimes there's the ego with the creators themselves. Like I'm not gonna do this kind of content that demeans my channel, or like I don't want to do certain kind of contents that box me into a certain kind of ways, right? But at the end of the day, when the resources are there, and if you really want to make content creation to be like a full-time thing, which a lot of people do, right? They want to make content creation a full-time thing, right? There are sacrifices that needs to be made. Like if you're most well-positioned to do gacha game videos, for example, but you don't want to be boxed into a gacha game creator, right? You're essentially trying to make things harder for yourself.
Because if that's where your strength is, just play into that.
That's true. Yeah, that is it, right? And if we put it down to once again coming back to the whole topic that I've been coming back to over and over again, right? The issues with not excelling as a content creator comes down to the human qualities as well. Like the qualities of what makes you a human and what makes you
Can you explain a
human,
little bit more?
Yeah.
So like the qualities of a human being.
Qualities like I have my own ego that doesn't allow me to do so, or I have discipline issues where I cannot commit to putting up the videos on time, or I don't want to divide my time in certain ways, even though it's supposed to be the only thing you do, right? For example, these kind of things are at the end of the day the individual that we're failing at the individual level, not in the strategy level. That's more or less what I'm saying. So I, even for myself, right, I would consider that my streaming career that I wanted to start is a failure, and the reason is I cannot put myself out there, not because I am incapable of, putting together a solid plan for me to grow as a streamer, and not those are not the reasons why I am unable to put that motion forward. It's because I don't have the confidence to put myself out there to entertain an audience using my own voice and my own likeness and whatnot.
Is that something you can
But
control?
if-
You feel like?
Oh, no, I think that's if I can control it, right, then I would fix it, and that's true for most creators who find it to struggle to kind of push when they have the idea and they still fail. Usually, it's a very human element to it. Of course, these kind of things like the data collection and those kind of things, right, can be taught, but when you're failing at a human level, it's really difficult to kind of just go through that. It is a truth that we just need to embrace sometimes, but that doesn't mean you can't like get over it.
So you're saying it is something you can control. I would assert that it is, but it takes a longer time to like manifest or manipulate than like the algo.
Oh yes, for sure. Because at the end of the day, right, manipulating non-human things are very easy, like numbers, algorithms, and those kind of things, right? Those are not human. Those are just computers and things like that, right? But when it's a problem of the heart, then the person that you need help with is a therapist, not a data analyst.
This is you've heard me talk about my system, right, with streaming, like the qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them being mentality. This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's a mentality that benefits from streaming the most, and like knowing how to check your ego is essentially what your mentality is. I feel like. Sorry, I feel so impassioned.
I agree with it.
In this space, you are put in a vulnerable spot with your self-image, and trying to convince not only yourself but other people that you're worth like watching is honestly a very difficult thing to even like discuss about without sounding like a huge narc or anything. There's like so much stigma into like having confidence almost that I grew up thinking I would rather look unconfident than overconfident, and it was just because overconfidence comes off as arrogance and just not. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to be. I would not want to come off as arrogant. So I often like chill out. I sit in the back. I don't push myself out much. And I don't know. I just relate a lot to how you feel about personal content.
Oh, yeah. I think that's also a really Asian mentality to grow up in, right? I mean, I share that. I understand what you're talking about too, right? Lack of confidence is definitely a really Asian thing to go through. I'm not saying like all Asians or whatever, but I too am one, so I can say that. In general, we're just raised to not to embrace the fact that you can fail rather than to embrace the fact that you can succeed.
Yes, be comfortable with failure, but success is only temporary. Success is temporary.
Yes.
You have to prepare for the next failure now. That's just my anxiety, though. I feel like. Do you think content creation has made you become a better person, like making content?
I don't think it has made me into a better person per se, but I do think that I meet a lot of really nice people, a lot of people who it helped me understand people more than I already did.
Yes, that's good, because there's a different level of humanity as a content creator that you get to see. Like,
yes,
people
exactly.
treat you differently sometimes. You treat you I don't know. It's interesting. It's so interesting. I need to talk about a couple of things before we end today, which is relatively soon.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I must now ask, like, is there anything you'd like to wrap up? Because I need to talk about the thumbnail topics.
Oh yeah, we can talk about the thumbnail topics.
Yeah, plus
but
My
I do
Little
have
Pony.
a thing I want to shout out later, right?
Please.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you something to shout out maybe at the end.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
So I'll just send it to you first, and then we can
Okay.
go on with it.
Okay. With the topic that you'll be sending? Or I talk about my things first?
Yeah, talk about your things first, and
Yes,
then
sir.
I'll ask you to promote something at the end. Okay.
Okay, I need to talk about Ruby. I think that's how I first saw your artwork, and that's how we like kind of bonded. I need to know, like, what's your thoughts on Ruby? How long has it been since you watched it? Like, what's I feel like it's something that inspired you when you said you watched a bunch of animations when you first started. So please feel free.
Oh, so when it comes to Ruby, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really interested in the character designs, not so much the show, to be honest.
Oh, I see. You like Penny.
Yeah, I like Penny. I like Ruby a lot. Like when it comes to colors, right? I would always go for green. I would always go for red and black, right? Those are kind of just the colors that I enjoy playing around with. The colors I enjoy using. And Ruby as a inspiration for Ruby Rose specifically, right? The character has been an inspiration for all my artwork that I've been doing like really early on. Even as far as you can see, like the avatar that I just quickly do for myself, right? You can see that it has like very red and black colored inspired themes and that kind of things. It's a color scheme that I really like. I spent a lot of time drawing Ruby when I was getting back into art. Specifically because that was my inspiration to do character designs early on, and it just kind of stick for a bit, right? Because I just doodled every day and people were responding to the art, and I just saw that as an opportunity and I just went there. For yeah. It's nice. I still really enjoy drawing Ruby, right? And if you I haven't spoken about this before, but I have aphantasia. I mean, I've spoken to you like before this, but not in this specific call.
Right.
I have aphantasia, so I am unable to picture things. I have the inability to think of visuals in general. But Ruby is a character that I can draw even without picturing anything.
You have it memorized
So
down.
I don't need a reference, right? Yeah. And it's a really different process, right, for aphantasia people to really understand, to really draw things from memory. Because the way we draw things, it would be like it wouldn't be like you'd be able to visualize something, which a lot of artists kind of say they have a visual library or something like that, right? I have like a instructions for construction in my head.
Like a step by step.
So-
Like step one, you make this, then you do this.
Yes. So it always comes down to combining simple shapes, right? Like for example, let's say I want to draw Bulbasaur, the Pokemon. It starts with, okay, so I need an onion shape for the bulb, and then the head is a circle with two triangles, and then the eyes are big, like 2/3 of the face, and then the mouth is kind of like I don't know what to call it, but it's just like mouth with two teeth, right? And then there are 4 legs, and then when I do that, right, and then I will be constructed from memory. That's kind of how it does, right? But for me, right, a character like Ruby, which I really like to draw and I drew it a lot, right? It would just be Ruby shaped. So in my head, it would just be like draw Ruby, and then my hand would be able to just like follow it without going through the process entirely. So like it's kind of like just Ruby is Ruby shaped.
That's so interesting. Aphantasia makes you... It's an unfortunate debuff, but your workaround is so interesting. Making drawing become like a step-by-step not only helps improve your processing, I feel like it makes you draw quicker. Like knowing, like itemizing how to draw is crazy. I would have never thought of it like that.
It took a really long time for me to figure that out.
Yeah. I only know a couple other people with aphantasia, another artist. I need to know if this is similar or if they have a different system. This is crazy. Thank you for sharing that as well.
Yeah.
I
As for animations that I enjoy watching like all the way when I was young, it's way more than that, right? It's one of the biggest inspirations is definitely Digimon, like digital monsters, which is what I'm gonna be promoting later. I'm gonna have like a 2-minute animation in a Digimon concert coming up on the 1st of August. And it is a fan project, but there's gonna be guests that are being invited from like official Bandai and
That's
voice actors and stuff
huge!
like that, right? So I want to promote that before we go later as well.
Please!
But
Oh,
Digimon is
absolutely.
one.
Yes, sir! That's so cool! Okay, another thing, you said you wanted to talk about My Little Pony. I know it's really late into the interview, but like, is there like anything you really wanted to talk about? I could ask something, I guess.
My Little Pony is amazing. I really like My Little Pony, right? But I did not actually watch it during the whole Brony era or anything like that. Actually, in fact, I watched it within the last 5 years, and I thought, like, the storytelling in it was very interesting. I saw you had a guess that you were talking about MLP, and I was just like,
Yes.
oh my god, MLP.
The way she said it, she's like, I will make my kids watch MLP because it instills all the qualities I want them to have. Is that something you also would agree with?
Yes, I do agree with that, but only the first couple of seasons, right? I feel like when the production started getting a lot more lax in the second half of the series, a lot of the values start to become muddied, and the characters kind of have lose touch of being like a consistent character. More so, it just becomes a caricature of archetypes.
That is, I need to confer with my other MLP expert. I need to see if these opinions align. Do you feel like... I feel like there's a stigma to liking it, not only as like a grown-up, but as a male even, or male presenting. Do you feel like that?
I don't mind whatever people want to say, right? They can say what they want. I like MLP. Like, what's the problem with that?
I almost feel like, how do I say it? I love watching all kinds of things. I don't watch MLP, but I'm sure I'd like it too. I know though there are folks out there who would look at it and go, oh, it's too childish. Why are you watching something meant for kids?
I mean, I watched Bluey, and that is way more childish than like MLP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing really wrong with enjoying content meant for children, because no matter what age you are at, right, you're always going to be needing the moral values that are instilled from this kind of kids shows, right? I personally watched Adventure Time when I was much later in my life, and a lot of the teachings that Jake teaches in the show, right, are something that I find useful even today. So why are you stopping yourself, right, from enjoying shows that are just going to be beneficial to you? There are lessons to it, right? Does it mean that just because you're grown up, right, that you should only watch shows that are just like doesn't really give you anything? Should you just go watch a horror movie or something because you're an adult? No, right? I don't think that should be the case.
Well said. Well said. Thank you. I think I needed to hear that, because there are some things that I am afraid of admitting that I'm like, oh yeah, I really like watching this or that, but it's like it's seen more as childish, right? Like my favorite movies are like Disney animations, you know, but in like modern day people are like, oh yeah, my favorite movie is Interstellar or some shit.
They can enjoy what they want. We can enjoy what we want. It's not not a contest or anything, right? Yeah.
Just
I
enjoy
mean, I
it.
like the Owl House. That's the thing I like.
The Outhouse?
And Owl House, the Disney animation, the Owl House.
Owl House. Okay,
Owl.
I haven't seen it.
Owl.
I've heard a lot of people
Yeah,
like
that's
it
a good
too.
show.
Yeah. Have you been watching?
I think sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I want to say that if you give up that part of you that makes you a child, how are you supposed to inspire? How are you supposed to like make things that are inspirational, right? Like even if you want to make something like Interstellar, for example, right? If you're gonna kill off the part of you that absorbs creativity, if you're gonna kill off the parts of you that lights up when you look at an interesting idea, how are you gonna make something interesting? That's just it, right? Then you're just gonna end up with modern day movie slop that plays to an audience. It plays to the safe route, like the hundreds of isekai videos anime out there, right? Where it's just hey, the adult audience like this. We don't have to experiment with anything. Just make this. I personally believe that you really do need inspiration, and you do need to be open to just watching anything. Don't let anybody tell you what is cringe or what is bad or anything.
You are so cool. I can't believe you think you can't make good personal content. You totally could. If anything, maybe just talk out loud. Your thoughts are so interesting. Or maybe I'm just fucking weird. I don't know.
I think the difficult part would be talking by myself, right? Like a lot of things that content creators do, they are able to like just talk. But if you put me in front of a mic by myself, I'm just like, yo, what am I supposed to say right now?
This is where I can teach you. You must start with writing, my student. Journaling will teach you everything you need to speak out loud without needing anyone else. Once you can journal a page or 2 pages or 3, you are now an expert yapper. This is a skill you could easily train, Katsu. I am so certain. But whatever. I need to ask about one more thing, and then we can wrap things up if that's okay.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So I know you have hours into MapleStory. Hours and hours. I must know, what do you think about MapleStory? What's your stories for MapleStory?
Wait, how do you know that I have like 1,000 hours on MapleStory? Did I ever say that?
No. I made your walls. Also, we're friends on Steam.
I know, but like, wow. Yeah, I have like 1,000 hours on MapleStory, right?
Yeah. Have you
I've
been playing since day one?
Since like 2006.
Yeah.
But not the global version. I was playing in the Asian version of MapleStory. Only very recently that I got into MapleStory. What was the question again? Sorry, I got so.
You're so fine. I just wanted to know, like, I have never played MapleStory. I know it's an MMO. It's 2D. It looks a lot like Terraria. Like, for folks who don't know what it is, can you talk about it? What do you love about it? Could you recommend it today to people? Like, I feel like it's old.
I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it in the sense that you're gonna sink your life onto it, right? And that's not great. The other thing is, if you want a real quick introduction to MapleStory, do you know MapleStory ruined gaming for history?
What? No.
If you go to the Wikipedia entry, right, of the first loot box mechanic that has existed in gaming.
It was MapleStory?
Like the whole gacha thing, right? It was from MapleStory. MapleStory first introduced this gachapon system where they allowed you to buy like gachapon tickets, and then they would scatter the machines all across the different towns in the game. And then you would buy the tickets with real money, right? And then you would go to different towns, and they would have like different hidden inventories in those towns, and you would just spend them to get equipment and things like that.
I had never known that about MapleStory.
So yes, MapleStory created the whole gacha system. MapleStory was the first people to ever put the loot boxes into games, and then people adopted from there.
As soon as I get a time machine, I'm so sorry, Katsu. MapleStory is the first to go! What the fuck? Hey!
It's a 2D MMO, right? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, please go on. 2D.
It's a 2D MMO, so I have another debuff. Maybe it comes with Aphantasia, I'm not sure. But 3D games in general give me really bad headache, unless it's a very specific kind of a game. For example, Power is one of the few that I don't get like a major headache from. I have once played Genshin, and then during the whole Golden Apple event, right, I actually puked from motion sickness.
Oh no! What the fuck? Is that...
Yeah, so I have like really bad 3D motion sickness, right? So my games are pretty limited to very much 2D like games, right? And MapleStory was something that has been with me for a long time. It just comes back to it. It's an MMO. It has nice graphics. To me, it's like really, really nice graphics, right? It has nice social interactions behind them, and it's just a game that's around for a long time and just keep coming back to it.
You do keep coming back to it. I see you hop on almost like every week. If not, I almost want to say every day, but I'll give you that space. Every week, I see your Katsu is playing MapleStory, and I'm like, dude, I had no idea MapleStory was even still around. I did play MapleStory 2. Did you play that one?
MapleStory 2 was a disappointment. I have tried, and it died. It died.
Did.
I mean, it died.
But
A lot of games, especially during that time, right? They were thinking of, hey, I know how to improve my 2D game. Let's make it 3D, and then the game just dies. A few examples I have. Think of I'm not sure if you know Danmachi. Do you know Danmachi?
The anime?
Like, yeah. Is it wrong
Yeah.
to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Yeah.
So Danmachi had a really good 2D game that was around for like 10 years or so. And then they decided, hey, let's make a 3D game. And then they closed the 2D version and went for 3D, and the game died. And Love Life kind of went there as well, right? They had a very simple, very nice rhythm game going on, and then they decided, hey, let's modernize this, and then they can just remake it. And that was more or less the same mistake that MapleStory did, right? And a lot of games seem to think that, hey, if I make it 3D, it's gonna be good. I can name a lot more.
Is the Love Live one the one where they like canceled it before it even like launched?
Yes, the reason was because they launched it in Japan first, and then the English one was being queued for it, right? But then the Japan one did so badly that the entire project was scrapped, and then the English one was already done by then, so they just released it and killed it off like immediately.
That's so tragic. What the fuck? Also, my bottle's like freaking out. Okay, thank you for all of those fun facts, by the way. I need to spread the word that we need to make a time machine for MapleStory. But
no,
we'll find another 2D MMO. Terraria can become MapleStory somehow. Before my model disintegrates into nothingness, is there anything you'd like to say before I kick you out of the tavern?
Oh yeah, go to this on the 1st of August is this trailer specifically. Let me just find it. Thought I had it, but then it turns out I had the wrong video.
Oh no! In case you're just coming in and you're missing out, Katsu was a part of a fan project for Digimon that features like actual keynote figures in Digimon in the fucking community, and I hope you guys will be there on August 1st. Do you have a time, or is it on the post? Okay, here's the post. Go check it out. Go check it out. Thank you. Is there anything
I have
else?
a 2-minute section. I have a 2-minute animation section that I spent about a month working on. So yeah, go watch it. Like, even if you don't watch the concert, right? I'd be happy if you guys can watch the video when I post it up as well. It will be on my channel, and yeah. Yeah, that's all I wanted to go.
Okay, Katsu.
Yep.
Thank you so much for all your time, all your wisdom, and sharing so much of yourself with us today. I hope we'll see you around again. And when do you think? I know you might not go live, but when can we see you post your work next? Besides August 1st.
I want to do another stream soon. That's a thing, right? I want to do another stream, and I am planning out to start a video essay channel coming soon. So.
Perfect.
That's something that's gonna be happening. Yeah.
Alright.
I hope that actually does okay. So we'll see.
Yes, sir. Well, I will be sure to boost that as much as I can. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Goodbye. Boo! I feel so sad that there's only 2 hours to every episode, but all good things must come to an end. So I have to thank you guys for listening and asking all those lovely questions and spending all your lovely time with me on this Sunday with Katsu. I do not have a next guest set up yet, but as soon as I do, I will talk about it on my Discord and I will post it on the SmolTalk YouTubes. He's so cool. Absolutely. I hope you guys will go give him just go check him out. His YouTube is so cool, and he genuinely loves doing this shit. You don't really see that authenticity in the numbers, right? I feel like when people get lost in the numbers, they lose themselves. But Katsu is just so maybe it's his Aphantasia brain, but like he's so wholesome about it. I don't know. I can't wait to see all that he does. So, yay! Thank you guys for letting me show off such cool people. All right. Thank you guys again for tuning into episode 44 of SmolTalk. I will be heading out with a raid message. We'll go raid someone, yeah? Here are your raid messages. The first one is if you are a traveler, and the second one is if you are a tavern folk. Make sure you use the right one. Yeah, oh, I'm so excited! So we mentioned Road to Empress earlier. Specifically, Katsu was like, go watch Shiori's Road to Empress. If you guys don't want to, we can go watch Curry play Road to Empress. Road to Empress recently got a sequel. It's so juicy. It's even better than the first one. And I actually, like, maybe cried a little bit. Oh, crying. Okay, another thing I must talk about. Last night was the last episode for Ackle's live dub of Coffee Talk Tokyo. I played the character of Ayame, and I think last night was my best performance. And I had my ego boosted to fucking like the moon for my performance. And as that is the case, I wanted to also let you guys know that if there's, you know, if there's time in your lives, I would love for you guys to take a gander at my performance when Ackle posts the VOD on YouTube. I will make sure to share that when it gets posted. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching that time. Watching me go through the live dub. It was so fun. It was so cool. It was Oscar worthy. Don't say that. That's silly. I have only so many emotions in that, and they overflow at 1 in the morning. But anyway, that's enough yapping about me this episode. If you guys want to check out when I go live next, I go live at least once on the weekends and on weekdays whenever I have the energy after work. But that's been SmolTalk. Okay, guys, let's go raid Curry. Thank you for your time. Bye bye. Goodbye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube.